Hi everybody, welcome to Yoga for Self-Love with Kim. I'm Kim. This will be about a 30-minute slow flow practice with a focus on the hips. So let's begin by coming into a child's pose. If that is comfortable for you, child's pose with the knees wide. If you prefer, you can start in a seated position, but I invite you to start with the knees wide and allow the forehead to rest down onto the mat. You can support the hands, the forehead with the hands or with a block or a blanket. Or you could bring the arms to rest alongside the feet and the shins in a relaxed child's pose. So a few nice deep breaths here, just to get centered, to get grounded, to bring your attention inward. And I invite you to bring in the intention to move through this practice with kindness, compassion, patience, gentleness, love for yourself, and to honor where you are today, what your body has to give you today, and make this practice yours. Fill up the whole back body, the whole back of the lungs with your breath. Nice, deep, smooth, steady breaths. And then bring yourself up, hands come forward. Come on up into table position. Root down through your fingers, through the outer ring of the palms. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Rock your hips from side to side. And then we'll rock the hips around in some circles, over towards the left. Bring your bum back towards your heels, and then over towards the right, back through center. You bring the pelvis over to the left and then back, and you can roll yourself around. And switch the direction of your circles. Bringing the hips over to the right, then back towards the heels, over to the left, and then forward. You can move at your pace, whatever feels right. Nice and slow, or you can speed it up. And then bring yourself back into your table position. Tuck your toes under, root into the finger pads, hug the arms in, lift the hips up and back into your downward dog. Release the heels down to the mat as you press down and out through the hands. Starting with the knees bent here as we get warmed up and begin to walk out your dog, pedal out your legs, or bend and straighten your knees. Rock yourself from side to side or back and forth, or anything that feels good. And then bring yourself to center. Bend your knees, crouch yourself down, and then glide your hips up back into your downward dog. Again, bend your knees, crouch down, and then glide your hips up and back. Downward dog. Bend the knees again, crouch down. And this time as you glide your hips up and back, send your right leg up also for a three-legged dog. Reach that right leg up, root down through that left heel, press down and out through the hands. And bend that right knee, point it up towards the ceiling. Open through that hip. Begin to slowly roll that right knee around in a few little circles. Pressing the hands and the finger pads down into the mat. And then switch the direction of your circles. And then re-extend that right leg up. Release that foot down to your mat. Bend your knees and crouch down. And send that left leg up for a three-legged dog. Root down into that right heel. Press down through the hands. Bend that left knee. Begin to roll that hip open. And then roll the knee around in a few little circles. And then switch the direction of your circles. Re-extend that leg up. Release that foot down to the mat. Walk yourself up to the top of your mat. Bring your torso about halfway up. Press your fingers into your thighs, your shins, or fingers to the mat. Lift up your belly. Reach out through the crown of your head. Nice long spine. And then soften your knees. Fold yourself in. Ragdoll forward fold. Drop the head down. Let go. Shake out your head. Rock your hips side to side. Hands to the mat, or you grab your elbows. And maybe swing the arms as well. You bring yourself back to center. Take your hands to your hips. Press into your feet. Lift your heart. Come all the way up. And bring your palms together at the heart. Reach your arms up. Soften your knees. Pull your hips back. Fold yourself back into your ragdoll forward fold. Plant your hands down on the mat. And we'll step back to downward dog. Bend your knees, crouch down. And again, send that right leg up for a three-legged dog. Bend that right knee, open up through that right hip. And re-extend that right leg out. Now bend your right knee, draw in towards your chest. We'll shift forward into a core plank. Press down through the hands, lift that knee up into the chest. And then step that right foot through to that right thumb. Turn and drop that left foot to the mat, toes pointing out to the side. Bend both knees, press down into the earth, and then lift up and open to face the long edge of your mat. Bend the right knee. And we'll lower it down, tracking that right knee over the ankle, pressing down through that pinky toe side of that left foot. Hug in through the inner legs. Reach the arms out and gaze over your right fingers. And shift your gaze, look over your left fingers. Shift your gaze again to look forward over your right fingers. And then bring your hands to the mat. Step yourself back into your downward dog. Bend your knees, crouch down. Now send that left leg up for a three-legged dog. Bend that knee, open that hip up. Re-extend the leg out. Bend the left knee, come forward again. Draw that knee in towards your chest. Press down into your hands. Draw that knee in, and then step that left foot through to that left thumb. Turn and drop that right foot to the mat. Soften both knees, root down into the feet, lift up, open towards the long edge of your mat, bend that left knee, press it out towards that pinky toe edge of that foot, open the arms wide. Gaze forward over left fingers, gaze over your right fingers, shift your gaze again, look forward. Hands down to the mat. We'll step back into a downward dog. A few nice deep breaths here in your downward dog. And then bend your knees. Crouch down, send the right leg up for that three-legged dog again. Bring it forward, right knee hugging in towards your chest as you press down into the hands. And then step that right foot through to the right thumb again. Bend that left knee. Press into your feet, lift up. Open it into your warrior two. And release that right hand down, straighten that right leg. We'll turn that right foot in. Feet wide, arms wide. Release the arms down. Now turn your toes out, turn your heels in, bend your knees, and lower yourself down. Hands to the thighs. Rock yourself side to side. Bring it back to center, lift the arms up. Bend the elbows, fingers reach up. And then release the arms down, straighten the legs, turn the feet back in. Take it back into warrior two. Turn the right toes up towards the top of your mat. Bend that right knee. Open it up. Shoulders lining up over the hips. And then we'll take the hands down to the mat. Step yourself back to downward dog. And do the same thing on the other side. Bend your knees. We'll send that left leg up for a three-legged dog. Bend that knee, bring it forward. Core plank, and then step that left foot through. Turn and drop that right foot to the mat. Both knees soft as you lift up, open. Bend that left knee. Come into your warrior two on this side. And then release the hands down, straighten that left leg, turn that foot in. Feet parallel-ish. Open your arms up. Release the hands down, turn the toes out, turn the heels in, bend your knees, lower down. Let's rock it side to side, hands to the thighs, and then bring yourself to center. Sit the hips a little bit lower, lift the arms up, bend the elbows, fingers back, elbows back, heart lifted. And then release the arms down. Turn the left toes back up towards the top of your mat. Bend that left knee. Open it back out into your warrior two. And then release the arms down. Hands to the mat. Step yourself back into your downward dog. Find some movement, find some stillness here. Take what you need. Bend your knees and crouch down. Send that right leg up for a three-legged dog. Bend that right knee, point it up, open up that hip. Re-extend that leg out. Release that foot down to the mat. Crouch down again. Now send your left leg up. Bend that left knee, point it up. And then re-extend that left leg out. Release that foot down to the mat. Lower your knees down to the mat. Let's take the knees wide. Send your bum back to your heels. Child's pose. You can rock your hips from side to side. Release the forehead down if you like. Supported by the hands or a block or a blanket. And then come back up to sit on your heels. Drop over to one hip. Swing your legs around. Let's take the legs wide. Fingers behind you. Press down into your fingers. Sit up nice and tall. Activate through the legs. And then stay here or Walk the fingers out in front of you and begin to fold yourself into a comfortable degree. Nice and easy. And then walk yourself up. I'll slide the back of the right hand down that right leg. Reach that left arm up over the ear and gently fold yourself over towards that right leg. And then come back up to center. Back of that left hand slides down the inside of that left leg. Fold yourself over towards the left. Right arm up and over the ear. Maybe bring that hand to rest on the back of the head. Point that right elbow up. And then back up you come. Take your hands underneath the thighs. Lift the legs up. Draw the soles of the feet together. Fingers behind you. Press down into your finger pads. Sit up nice and tall. Stay here or begin to walk the hands forward. Hinge from your hips and fold yourself in. Reach the heart forward towards the toes. And then bring yourself back up. Take the hands behind you, knees up, step your feet wide. Now drop both knees over towards the right. Pick the knees up, drop both knees over towards the left. Pick the knees up and then just move your legs from side to side. And then the next time you bring the knees over towards the right side, turn to face that right shin. And sit up tall here. And then we'll take the hands back behind as you wave the knees over towards the left side. And then turn to face that left shin. Do it one more time to each side. Hands behind you. Drop your knees over towards the left side. Turn to face that right shin. So your legs are sort of in a stag position here. And then wave the knees back over to the left. Turn to face that left shin. And then come back. Lean back on the hands, pull the feet in, soles of the feet together, knees open to the sides. Now we'll take that left knee, drop it over on top of the right. Top of that left foot will sit inside the arch of that right foot. Reach your hands around behind you, press down into your finger pads, and lift your heart up and to the right. And then come back through center. Flip your legs over to the other side. Top of that right foot will rest in that left arch now. Fingers around behind you. Lift your heart up. Gaze up. And then back to center. Again, step your feet hip width. Reach forward with your arms. Slowly lower yourself down to the mat. Draw the knees into your chest. Take your hands to the back of your thighs. Bend the knees, send the feet up towards the ceiling. Stay here like this, happy baby modification, or reach your hands up for your feet, your heels, your shins, your calves. Pull the feet down. Stay centered or rock yourself from side to side. And bring yourself to center. One more time, gently pull down on the feet. We'll keep a hold of the right foot or shin or calf, whatever you've got a hold of. Release that left foot down to the mat with the knee bent. Gently pull down on that right foot or that right knee down. You can keep that left knee bent or extend that leg down the mat. And then bend that left knee, draw that knee in towards your chest, hand to the back of that thigh or back to that left foot or shin. Now release that right foot down to the mat. Gently pull down on that left foot, draw that knee down. Keep that right knee bent or extend that leg down the mat. And then bend that right knee. Draw that leg back in, hand to the back of that right thigh or foot. Pull down on the feet. And then release the feet, drop the knees down to the mat. Now take your feet wide to the outer edges of your mat. Drop the knees in towards each other. Just let them knock in towards each other. And then extend your legs all the way down your mat. Arms out to the sides. Shavasana. Let everything relax. Your feet, your legs, your hips and pelvis, buttocks, belly, the back, the torso. Arms. Relax your head and neck. And just relax and let go. Bring one hand to rest on your heart, one hand to rest on your belly. Check in to notice how you feel now. Bring yourself back to your intention to show yourself kindness, love, patience, compassion. Take a deep breath in through your nose and sigh it out of your mouth. Release your hands and slowly roll yourself over to one side. And then press yourself back up into a seated position. Bring your palms together at your heart. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. With love and gratitude, namaste.